Is everyone ready to start the tier list?
Hey guys! Sorry I'm late. I was busy with something involving Sniper and certain energy drinks.
Yeah, I'm here. As soon as I heard Resident Evil, I immediately thought of Lady D, so let's hurry up with this one.
All right then. We will be going in order of release date, starting with 1996's Resident Evil.
This game sure did not age well. Bad dialogue, bad graphics. This game just aged like certain lines in TF2 videos.
Even I'll admit this certainly was not that good, but this still is the game that started it all. If it weren't for this game, we wouldn't have the RE games we have today.
Sounds fair. I think we'll say it goes in B tier. Next up, we have Resident Evil 2. I'll be honest for this one, this game's choice system and endings were a little confusing. I still don't know which ending is canon.
Still a very solid game. Not only did they fix the dialogue, but RPD was an amazing and iconic area for not just the game, but Resident Evil as a whole.
Way better than the first, definitely. I'd say A or S tier.
Okay, this is great. We are rolling through these. Now on to Resident Evil 3.
This one is just as good, maybe even better on the exploration parts.
This game is garbage, and you're insane.
Oh, fucking
Mika.
come on.
Resident Evil 3 is one of the worst games in the original series. There isn't two separate stories involving explored characters, and the villain in this game was a load of barnacles.
Wait, barnacles?
This wasn't even an original game until later on. It was a DLC for RE2, and it was not bad. Nemesis was awesome, and the loot he dropped was great. Need I also mention the open world of Raccoon City that we got from this game?
The quote-unquote loot he dropped was barely used throughout anyone's gameplay, wasting ammo on something that can't die and getting very little for what you wasted. Garbage, D tier.
Well, I say B tier, so I guess it's B tier.
Well, I didn't think it was that bad. The Carlos section wasn't as good as the sections of RE2, but it was okay. I say C tier, which is the middle ground for everyone.
Fine.
Garbage.
Up next, we have the iconic OG Resident Evil remake. I think we can all be unanimous on this one. 3, 2, 1,
And
S
A
tier.
tier.
What, you like this one in RE3?
Everyone likes this one. I'll still concede with S.
Up next, we have possibly my favorite Resident Evil 0. I think we can all agree again that...
C
C
tier.
tier.
Wait, what? Come on, guys, this one was great.
We have to save Rebecca so many times, and all the bosses are just mutated animals. Also, Billy is never seen, referenced, mentioned, or even thought about again.
And the opera singer was pretty lame, and the leeches were a pretty lame concept. How did they even get on that train? It was moving so fast.
It was still scary and fun, and it plays a big part in the story with James Marcus and showing what happened to him. Will you guys at least give me A tier?
I suppose that's fine.
Just this once.
Next, we have the GOAT Resident Evil 4, the game that came out the same year I was born.
I love this game so much. I played it for hours on my Xbox 360. I think this one is an obvious S tier.
Colonel says to slow down there, Snake.
What?
SYSTEMIKA, need I remind you we are talking about Resident Evil 4?
Sounds like they're tired from that Sniper's Apples animation.
Shut up, Snake. I know what I'm talking about. This game aged the worst out of every Resident Evil game. Leon acts sexist, the story and writing was atrocious, and Ashley is the most annoying character on the planet.
What about the combat and melee actions you're able to do in this game? Those things kick harder than Leon can.
Good combat doesn't mean good game. Also, to top it all off, this is the game that kickstarted QuickTime events. Also, they took out the zombies. C tier all the way for me.
You're no longer invited to my wedding.
I suppose I must be honest and admit the story was really bad, and the game really has no real contributions to the entire series' story, apart from Leon realizing Ada is alive. I'll say A tier.
Alright.
I can live with that.
Next up, we have the absolute circus that is Resident Evil 5.
I'd say this one is clearly a D.
S tier all the way, no better game than 5. Reminds me of my own game.
Sounds like Ocelot has rotted his mind into thinking this game was good. They took out the horror and somehow made the most money out of any Resident Evil game, and it convinced them to do it again and dive-bomb the series.
Also, the inventory system is horrible, and this game literally did Sheva the same way they did Billy. Threw her away. Shame.
This game literally showed everyone the real Wesker. His plan was amazing. The music in this game was an absolute banger. And no more escorting like in RE4 and 0.
Well, I say D tier for this dumpster dive.
I'm with you, and I also say D, but I suppose we must split the difference and say C tier. I really don't like it, though.
Neither do I. It belongs in a tier above S.
Shut up, Snake, before I call Raiden on you.
Next up is Resident Evil 6. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun.
D tier.
Yep, there it is. Will you at least give me C tier?
No.
Okay. Next up is another special one, Resident Evil 7. the game that brought the series back to life and saved it from the video game graveyard.
For the first time in a long time, this Resident Evil game actually scared me.
It's a shame this game didn't win any real awards. The only thing I didn't like was the shift into first person, and Ethan wasn't that great of a character. But finally we got another Resident Evil game with multiple endings.
I'm tempted to say A because of that, but I still think this game deserves S tier.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Another personal favorite of mine, Resident Evil 2 Remake.
I'm still so glad you recommended I try out the demo before getting the game. This one was so much fun and once again really scary.
I'm sorry, but I must.
Please don't do this, Snake.
This game was great, it was. But as a remake, it fell flat on its face. They took out the graveyard from the original and didn't keep the multiple endings.
Please give it S tier. You know this one deserves it.
I suppose I did have a lot of fun with this one. And Mr. X was badass.
Finally, Colonel says he's proud of you.
Next we have the one I played last week, Resident Evil 3 Remake.
Holy crap, Capcom, you suck at making a success twice in a row. This one was garbage, no mercenaries, no clock tower and graveyard once again, and this one was way too short. D tier.
I'm with Snake on this one. It was definitely worse than the 2 remake. I also hated how everything felt stronger and the knife was buffed.
Come on, guys, it wasn't that bad. Let's try and...
That bad? This game is insanely short, and once again, there are no mercenaries.
And that Resistance game they added was short-lived. It seems Capcom also sucks at making multiplayer games.
Fine, D tier, and you both suck. Next up, we are continuing and ending Ethan's story with Resident Evil 8.
You mean Village?
Yeah, whatever.
This game is probably the most mid-game in the entire series, in my opinion. The section with Lady D is way too short, and Umbrella's involvement as well as Wesker's organization is not really present as far as I know.
But just because Lady D is in the game, let's say S tier.
Yes, I mean no. Just because she is the thickest character in all of gaming does not mean you get to turn S tier into simp tier. I say B tier.
Same.
This is so stupid.
And finally we have Resident Evil 4 Remake. I swear if a single one of you say something besides S tier, I will find you and break both your kneecaps and...
S tier.
That's more like it. So there we go. I'd say it looks pretty good. If you guys want, we could do another one on a different game.
I'm gonna go play Minecraft. I'll talk with you later.
Same. See you later on Gmod or something.
Well, okay then. Maybe I'll find some other people.